Polska, Wytwórnia Papierów Wartościowych. The building was constructed between 1926 and 1929, showcasing modernist architectural elements. It became a part of Poland's national infrastructure, producing currency, passports, and secure documents. During the World War II, the building was a focal point of the Warsaw Uprising, with fierce battles between Polish resistance and German forces leading to its partial destruction. The 10 million Polish marks banknote was printed in this building, and the reason behind it was that Poland was pretty devastated after 123 years of partitions and 5 years of war in the World War I. So in 1923, they decided to print Polish marks banknote due to the inflation being so terribly high. Around that period, in early 1924, the Polish zloty appeared, and the conversion was 1.8 million Polish marks, was the equivalent of 1 zloty. And around that time, 5.8 zloty was the worth of $1. Alright, so the building behind me, as I was telling you, has a very interesting story, and in today's video you'll get to know it as well. During the Warsaw Uprising in 1944, 4 major battles took place inside and around the Polish Security Printing Works, or the PWPW. These battles spanned over a month, from early August to late September, and were some of the most intense in the northern sector of the city. Here is an overview of the main fights. The first fight, initial capture by the Polish resistance on the August 2nd, 1944. On the second day of the Warsaw Uprising, the Polish Home Army successfully captured the P complex. This marked the first major battle inside the building, as the insurgents ousted the German troops stationed there. The building's fortified structure gave the resistance a strategic advantage, and it became a vital defensive position for the Polish forces in the new town area, or Nowy Świat area. The second major fight took place in mid-August. The Germans launched repeated assaults to recapture the building. These attacks involved intense urban fighting, with German forces using artillery, tanks, and infantry against heavily fortified Polish positions inside the printing works. The Home Army fighters, using the building's thick walls for protection, were able to hold off these attacks for several weeks, despite being outnumbered and outgunned, while they were having mainly just light weapons, rifles, and RPGs. Third major offensive happened in late August, a renewed German offensive after failing on the second fight. Around late August, the Germans intensified their efforts to retake the building. This period saw some of the heaviest fighting inside the building, as the Germans attempted to storm the complex with flamethrowers, grenades, and infantry-supported tanks. The Polish defenders put up a fierce resistance, but the ongoing German pressure began to take this toll on both on the building and the resistant forces. And the final major fight, the fall of the resistance on the September 28, 1944. The final and most brutal battle took place in late September. By this time, the Home Army had suffered heavy casualties, their ammunition and supplies were running low. The German forces launched a final overwhelming assault involving heavy artillery and air bombardments that ultimately breached the building defenses. After fierce room-to-room combat inside the building, the Polish forces were forced to withdraw or were killed in action. The building was heavily damaged during this fight. Despite the ultimate loss of the reserve building, the defenders had managed to hold the building itself for nearly 2 months, delaying the Germans' advances in the area and contributing to the overall resistance efforts in Warsaw.